Advanced therapies for neuropathy. Welcome to today's live stream, everybody. So, today isn't going to be your typical neuropathy conversation because you're not the typical person dealing with it. You're proactive, ambitious, you're already doing the work to stay healthy and strong. So, today I'm speaking directly to you, the high performing woman who refuses to let neuropathy hold her back. And I'll be sharing some innovative therapies, things like peptide therapy, PRP, stem cell, IV hydration, some advanced therapies to help with neuropathy. So that's the conversation that we're going to be having today. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat anytime along the show today. If you have any questions, you can always reach out and DM me personally. Just get in touch with me because you know where to find me. I'm on all the platforms. And quick disclaimer, though, before I get started too much, that today's show is for educational purposes only. I am not your doctor and I am not prescribing you anything. So always consult with your healthcare provider before you get started with anything new. So again, this video is just for educational purposes only. And with that being said, I'm Dr. Alex. I'm a biohacking coach and creator of the BioPrecise system. I'm here for high-performing women over 35 who are ready to level up their health and become true bio bosses. And when we think about neuropathy, I think people automatically, their brain goes to burning, numbness, tingling, pain, type 2 diabetes. And that's all they think of neuropathy. When in reality, there's a whole other camp of people out there that are dealing with neuropathy, and it's not from type 2 diabetes. Maybe it was from a surgery. Maybe it was from a medication. Maybe it was from an infection. Maybe it was from a trauma. So there's all other sorts of causes of neuropathy that can be very disruptive to people's lives, impact the quality of their lives. And as I said before, really stop them from achieving that next level of health that they're looking for, that next level of performance, because of some of the therapies that are available to them out there. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. And yes, the burning, numbness, tingling, pain, weakness, paralysis, like those are all typical neuropathy symptoms, but there are some other symptoms that maybe you've never thought of, or maybe if you're thinking of somebody, you're like, oh, maybe that could be neuropathy, because you can have changes in your autonomic nervous system. So the way your body controls things without you even thinking about it, that's what the autonomic nervous system is. So things like your heart rate, your blood pressure, your digestion, bowel, bladder function, sweating, body temperature, vision, your sexual performance. There can be a lot of sex-related issues because of neuropathy. So these are just some other parts, areas of your body to think about that neuropathy can be affecting, and you're just not really putting two and two together. And when we're going to think about treating neuropathy, we want to get to the root cause. So I always take a functional medicine perspective. I'm like, let's get to the root cause. What is causing this? And then we can know a better approach to treat it. We can come up with a better plan, right? So I'm sure that if you're already dealing with neuropathy, you have gone through all the tests, all the imaging, all the things. You've gone through all of that. But I'm wondering if anybody has ever talked with you about getting micronutrient testing done, because there are a lot of vitamin deficiencies that can cause neuropathy. So getting micronutrient testing done, it's a lab work, it's blood work, and it looks at all the different levels of vitamins, minerals, and electrolytes in your blood. And so once we do that, we can see where you have some gaps, and then we can fill those gaps. And in turn, hopefully alleviate some of those neuropathic symptoms that you're having just because you're missing, just because you're having some vitamin deficiency, something super easy, simple, right? And then when you work with somebody, you can figure out what's the best way to replace, what's the best route for you based on maybe some other medical issues that you might have. So is it going to be oral? Is it going to be liquid? Is it going to be a pill? Is it going to be a powder? Is it going to be through IV hydration, which is my preferred method route of replacing vitamins, minerals, and electrolytes? It's super effective. It acts immediately. It's vitamins, minerals, and electrolytes delivered directly into your bloodstream through an IV. And it's so powerful. You don't lose anything through digestion. And that can be really important for people to know because a lot of people take, or at least a lot of people that come to me that I see in my practice, they've taken all the pills, the powders, and they're taking all this stuff and they're just not getting the results that they think they should be seeing. And it's because maybe they have some underlying digestive issues, or they've had gastric bypass surgery, or they have really bad heartburn, or they've had a colostomy or some type of ostomy in the past, and their digestive system is not intact. There's something disrupting it. So you'll never be able to absorb, digest, metabolize, utilize any of the supplements that you're taking because of that digestive disruption. So that's where IV hydration comes in and just delivers it directly into your body. You don't lose it through digestion. It goes directly into your cells, into your blood. You feel it immediately, you taste it immediately. It's amazing. It's an amazing way to replace these deficiencies that you might have. And maybe your neuropathy is being driven by some of these nutrient imbalances, insufficiencies. So something really to consider. And then if you're going to look at doing IV hydration, some really great additions or ingredients that you might look for when you're looking around for IV hydration are alpha lipoic acid, magnesium, NAD, and glutathione. Those are all really powerful ingredients that can help when it comes to neuropathic symptoms and alleviating those and helping you have a better quality of life. All right. Let's move on to some other alternative complementary modalities here. We could look at acupuncture, dry needling, cupping, leg air compression therapy. Those are all really great, like non-invasive things that you can do. I mean, acupuncture is kind of invasive, but not super invasive. You know what I mean? If you've ever had acupuncture, comment below and let me know what you thought of it, how invasive you thought that it was. Because then we can go to things that are a little bit more intense, things like stem cell therapy, having stem cells injected. Okay. We can do PRP, plasma rich platelet therapy. We can do peptide therapy. So things that are going to be like injections or infusions into your body, those are what those fall under. And those are a little bit more invasive, is what I would think. Invasive. I think IV hydration kind of would fall into that also. It is a little bit more invasive, like we're putting a needle into you. So it is a little bit more invasive. But the stem cell therapy, PRP, peptide therapy, those are all really great for building collagen, helping with regeneration. So regenerative medicine, those kind of fall into that category. They will help to regrow and repair nerve damage. Now, I might be kind of getting a little bit ahead of myself here, but can all your nerve tissue cells be repaired, regrown? No, I can't promise you that. I can't say that that will happen. But can there be improvement? Yes. Some cells can regrow. You can repair and regrow them. But other ones, it just depends on how long the damage has been there, how severe it is. And it just depends on your body. Everybody's body is different. And we'll get into individualizing, personalizing this in a moment. So I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. But when it comes to peptide therapy, some specific ones that I want to mention that you can do more research on your own around. Again, I'm not prescribing this for anybody. This is just for educational purposes. You can do more research, as I always suggest. Do your due diligence. All right. Things like ARA 290, TB 500, GHK with copper, and BPC 157. Those are all really amazing peptides that can be used, again, to stimulate collagen production, help with regeneration, regrowth, repairing. Those are all fantastic. If you're specifically looking for help in the sexual health area and you're dealing with some of those neuropathic symptoms and they're affecting your sex life, PT141 is a really great peptide that can help with sexual health. So additionally, something to look into if that's specifically your area of concern. All right. Those are all really great. One last treatment method I want to bring up, and it's not invasive, but it's called scrambler therapy. And it's where you take, the practitioner will take little electrodes. I've done this to people. You take little electrodes and you will put them on their body. And so you'll put them on the area that they have pain, but you're also going to follow the dermatones on somebody's body. And if you don't know what dermatones are, you can go ahead and Google that. But we'll put the electrodes on that part of the body that has pain, and then we'll kind of put some along the dermatones of that. And then we hook you up to a machine, and when we turn it on, it delivers electrical impulses. And it can get pretty strong. I've actually tried this out on myself. So it can get pretty strong, it can get pretty intense. But what it does is it overrides in your brain how you interpret pain. And it just helps to rewire all of that and just resensitize you to pain. So it doesn't do anything to repair the nerve damage, but what it does is it just helps in how you interpret the pain and how you function. Your brain is so powerful. Your brain is so amazing. So this therapy really works in your brain on how you're interpreting those pain signals and rewiring different pathways in your body. I'm not going to do a whole class on scrambler therapy, but that's in a nutshell, that's how it works. That's what happens. And I will say, though, that not everybody responds positively to scrambler therapy. It's not something that everybody gets really great results from. Some people do. Some people try it and their symptoms get so much better and they're great. And then every couple months they come back just to get a little boost, a little booster of it, just to make sure that everything's going good. So you'll kind of do a couple treatments in a cluster, and then you'll come back to get a booster every now and then as needed. And that works really well for some people. But then there's some people who just don't respond to it at all. And that's just life. Not everything works for everybody. And so they just don't have any response to it. And that's it. But it's not like we did anything super invasive to you. It's not harmful. It's not going to hurt you. It's just something that you tried and it didn't work. So just something to keep in mind. I always keep it real. So something to think about is scrambler therapy when you're having neuropathic symptoms, something to try to help increase the quality of your life. When we're thinking about getting, I want to back up for a moment because I want to make sure I speak to this. When you're looking at peptide therapy, stem cells, all of that, okay, just really do your due diligence when you're deciding on who you want to work with and where you want to get your peptides and where you're getting your IV hydration and all that. Do your due diligence. Make sure you're working with somebody who is reputable and legit. And when it comes to sourcing or getting peptides, there are so many places right now to get peptides from. And like every day on the internet, there's new places popping up that are offering peptide this and GLP-1 that and all the things. So what I want to say to that is if you're going to start peptide therapy, find a practitioner who knows what they're doing when it comes to peptide therapy and go to somebody who is actually going to write you a prescription, who is working with a compound pharmacy. I work with compounding pharmacies. Somebody that works with a compound pharmacy to actually get you a legit prescription for it, an actual medication that's been approved by or been created by a compound pharmacy that you have, okay, that's who you want to work with. That prescription is specifically for you. You're working with a doctor or any other type of healthcare practitioner, and they're getting you a prescription for it, working with a compound pharmacy. That is the way to do it. Really do your due diligence in these places that are faceless, that are nameless, that you're calling a helpline, a 1-800 number, you're chatting with somebody on the internet. You don't know who you're talking with. You don't know if they are a qualified person. There's so many unknowns when it comes to that. Really find a real person who is writing you a prescription, getting it from a compound pharmacy who is doing things the right way. Okay, that is going to be my little spiel on that. All right. Now let's finish it up with outlook for what can you expect once you, if you're going to start looking at some of these advanced therapies. Well, as I said before, you can repair some of the damage. I don't want to create false promises and be like, oh, you can totally reverse all of your neuropathy. Well, I can't say that for sure because that might not happen for you. But I think the bigger picture you should be looking at is my quality of life improved? Because that's really what matters. Because there's uncontrollables that you've experienced, and we don't know how long you've had it, how severe it is, and we can only hope for an improvement, and that's really what you should be looking for, is an improvement. Is this better? And everybody has a different level of what's acceptable for them, what they consider a win, what they consider an improvement. Everybody's different. So this is really where individualizing and personalizing the treatment plan for you, that's why working with somebody who really knows you and is working one-on-one with you, that can really help you to get the result that is important for you. Not for her, not for him, not for them, but for you. Because your life experiences are different, your lifestyle is different, your values are different, your beliefs are different, your outcomes that you want for yourself are different. So the things that I want for myself are different from somebody else. So something that might be a win or an improvement for me, somebody else might not care about. But for me, it's important. And I want to work with somebody who cares about that for me and is going to help me achieve that for myself. You know what I'm saying? So when you're working with somebody, really be upfront and let them know, like, this is what I would love to see happen for myself. And then hopefully that person will be very realistic and honest with you and keep you grounded and be like, okay, well, this is what we can expect, but push you a little bit, because there's always more that we can be doing. There's always so much more that you're capable of. There's always so much more that you're capable of. So are you working with somebody that's going to push you a little bit, but still keep it real, still keep things realistic for you? Because as I said, we can't for sure guarantee that all your nerve damage will be repaired, but can we see a quality, can we see an improvement? Can we see better quality of life? That's, I think, more important and something to be keeping in mind more when you're thinking about the end outcome and the outlook and the goal that you have for yourself results. Um, is it better? Is my quality of life improved? What does that look like for me? What does that feel like for me? Really key in on that, focus in on that for yourself, and then let that kind of guide your treatment plan, because you can do one of the things, you can do all of the things, you can try this, you can try that, but you don't want to just go at it like haphazard. There should be some type of methodology behind what you're trying and how you're trying, and in what, combination you're trying the things. And that's where working with an expert, that's where working with a provider is really important, so that way they can stop, because they know they're an expert in this. They can see it and look at it and let you know, like, let's start here, and then let's do this and this, see how this works. Let's add this. I think this is a good time to add this. There's lots of different ways to look at it. But again, you want to work with a professional who's going to help you determine the right way to do that, and get you in touch with the right people for those different things. All right. So that is all I have for today in my video. Please, like I said, let me know if you have any questions, comments, drop them in the chat. If you want to just be a little bit more discreet, you are always welcome to DM me on any platform. If you're watching me on YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook, Instagram, you can always DM me. That's what's great. DM me. I am a real person. I don't have like a team. I don't have a secretary. I don't have a a chat bot. I don't have none of that stuff. It's me. So when you reach out, you will speak with me. So let me know if you have any questions, and if I can help you, I'll try to point you in the right direction. And that is it. I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving whenever you might be watching this. If it's past Thanksgiving, it is what it is. But in any case, thanks so much, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.